Well, let's do this. Oh. I'm doing something this morning that I don't do very often, especially on a video like I posted yesterday, where if you didn't watch yesterday's video, we talked about moisture underneath my mattress, and that is such a heated subject in van life. There's a few subjects in van life where everybody seems like they got this big opinion, and insulation is one of them, and so is moisture and how moisture happens. And okay, so let's get in here and start reading a few of these comments this morning. This is something I've never done on camera either, by the way. Okay, first comment, the most recent one left 15 minutes ago. James, go to an RV supply store and buy a nylon mesh mattress mat and place it under your mattress, between your mattress and the wood base. James, you didn't watch the video clearly yesterday because I bought that mat in yesterday's video. It should be here in a few days. I've never slept in a van at night without a window cracked or slats under the bed do help. Okay, let me shut my window right now. This happens every single time. I don't get in the comments very often, but every time I do, things just start to mumble over, and things that they repeat all the time, and nothing's really ever. This whole video clip here, I really honestly just re-explained myself to the people that I was reading in the comments. They were asking me questions that I had already answered in that video. This is where it just gets, this is why I don't read them sometimes, because it changes my day. It starts me off being, I'm done. I quit. Alright, you guys, this is what we came in for. Outbound, double wide, foam pad. Take this thing off my face. Gotta love a store. Ooh, look at the sky behind me. You gotta love a store that is pet friendly. It's nothing more fun than being able to take your dog in to do your regular daily stuff. More stores need to allow that. So Canadian Tire, thank you for being Canadian. So what do I got here, huh? Why are you buying another mattress, Chrome? Here we are again, drying out the underside of my mattress again here this morning. And as you can tell, there's no memory foam on there anymore. I've removed the memory foam. I got really annoyed with it the other day. I was lifting it up, and I've had that memory foam in my van since I very first moved into it. And I was never really a fan of it because it gets really hard in the winter and it softens up when it gets warm. So when you have it on the top, it makes for a miserable night's sleep because you get on the bed and it's like rock, and then you slowly start to melt into it. But then when you get up and you put your arm up to get out, where you're sleeping is soft and around it is hard. So I ended up just getting rid of it. It's been on the bottom side of my bed since the beginning. So I ended up buying myself another one of these foam mattresses here that I initially bought from Canadian Tire here. They're 85 bucks Canadian. They're the exact width of my bed, so 4 feet by 6 feet. And yeah, well, here we are again this morning, guys, drying this out because it was wet again today. This is great. bed made. Oh, this is good.
Today I learned a valuable lesson. I learned that I'm allergic to people that don't finish watching a video before they ask me a question. Because if I were to ever go in the comments and read it, those questions seems very silly when I already answered it in the video. And when you read it, you're like, why are you asking me this? Did you even watch the video? Oh, I can't blame it on the commenters. I already woke up today in a little bit of a funk. I'm grumpy.
This is Alice Lake. It's about maybe a 3 to 5 minute drive from the Canadian Tire store that we were at this morning picking up that little mattress. And I don't want to make this video, but I got into the comments this morning, and sometimes that's a bad idea for my own state of mind. Because if you look at the first comment I read this morning, if they'd have watched the video, they'd have known the answer to that. It was a bad way to start my day, because I was already in a funk when I got up this morning, and that just didn't help at all. So, but some people did bring up some things about moisture in the van, and things I didn't mention in yesterday's video. Suggestions on using pink foam board underneath your mattress. I did that a few years ago when I first had a moisture problem, and I went out and bought those pink foam boards. Cost me like 25 bucks to do the underside of my bed, and then the foam itself ended up getting wet because it was still that cool temperature. It didn't do anything. I was like, oh, that's a genius idea. Didn't work at all. Not for me anyway. We also have high humidity here, so there is a lot of moisture around. Then came the ton of people suggesting a dehumidifier. I have a dehumidifier in my van called my dry air heater. So this morning it was 94% humidity outside, 32% humidity inside. It's not the moisture in my air that's the problem, it's the cold platform, my warm body on the bed. So here is what I discovered yesterday, talking with Joseph, because he has a thin mattress like me. He also has a moisture issue, or he battles with it a little bit. Then I spoke to Jeffy Bear. He's like, oh, I never looked. So Jeffy went outside, he lifted his mattress up, 0. And we're all in the same area. We all kind of have the same situation going on. We all have dry air heat sources. None of us are running any propane. We don't all cook a ton inside, so there's not a lot of propane moisture from our stove going in there. It's kind of all the same. And Jeff doesn't have 0. But Jeff also has this giant mattress. It's like, I don't know, 10 inches thick. It's a big one. And it's super firm. So when he puts his body weight on it, it doesn't fully crush that mattress. He probably squishes it down. He probably has that much space, meaning that there's this much room in there for the heat not to go to the board below. So I think that's why he's not having his problem, is because his body heat is that much farther away from the cold surface below. Where me and Joseph, on the other hand, our mattresses are about that. Even today, now that I got rid of my memory foam, because I hated that thing, and have a little bit of a thicker mattress, it still compresses down to about 1.5 inches maybe. So you might want to think about that. If you have the extra space in your van this way that you can afford to lose some clearance room, then going for a thicker mattress might be a great idea. I don't know. This is all just an experiment. Still learning, man. I'm in my 4th year of van life. I got 3 years under my belt and we're still learning. So I don't think there's a right or wrong answer when it comes to battling moisture in your van. I don't have a moisture problem. I don't need to stuff kitty litter in a sock and hang them all over my van. I think that is absolutely the most ridiculous idea. If you're at that point in your van life, I think you got a bigger problem, because hanging those things is just silly. Some people are like, oh, you have to put this stuff to keep the front window from fogging. It's gonna fog on the front window. It's just how it works. You're breathing inside and it's just cold outside and it's hot. Anyway. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to go through and do my things the way I want to do things.
And so I ordered that polymer plastic thing for underneath my bed, hoping that it'll just create a little bit of space between me and underneath my bed and a little bit of airflow. I think drilling holes in your mattress doesn't work. That's just my situation and my experience. That's just a me thing. It may work in your area. Here's another thing to keep in mind. You got people that build vans. They build it, they've never lived in one before. They build it and they start off with holes in their bed platform, and now they swear by it. They're like, you have to do this. This is such a great idea. How do they know it's a good idea if they've never did it without it? That's the key. You see, I've gone through these trials and errors and learning things on my own. I was there with a plain board. I was there with the holes in my mattress board. I had more moisture with holes in my mattress than I did without. So these are just experiments that you need to just do trial and error on your own, because I mean, if I gathered 20 different van dwellers from this area, we'd all have a different story, I'm sure, because all of our scenarios are different. We all have different ventilation. We all have different things inside. Some of us have me and a dog. Some people are just them. Some people are two people in a van. So now you have all that extra breathing. Some people are heavy cooks in their van. That adds a whole different perspective of things. So I think this is something you're just going to have to figure out. You know, I'm not going to take your advice in my comments, because a lot of the people that are talking in my comments don't live in vans. Someone on my thing is like, well, Casey Roman did this. I'm like, I don't care what Casey Roman did. She does not live in my area, and she lives in an RV. She used to live in a van, sure, but she also doesn't live in my area. So anything that she does probably won't work here for me. So yeah, those things just, they don't I ordered some bowls on Amazon. I needed a better bowl for like making salads and stuff like that, and I came across these. Believe it or not, these are actually dog bowls. They're just aluminum bowls, and there was like 4 of them. They were like $5 or $6 or something, and I'm like, this is an awesome salad bowl. So yeah, I picked up some of these, and I'm kind of excited about it. I also picked up a better tire repair kit. So I have one of these repair kits in the back of the van that I picked up from a corner store, and it's not like the most fanciest thing. So I picked up this ARB one, and it's like one of the ones where you actually put the little rubber inside your hole just in case I ever get a flat. But it's got like real tools. Like these are like some legitimate tools. I'm actually kind of excited about this little thing. It's nice to have a proper one, because that little one I bought at the corner store, I didn't trust it already. I also didn't know what I was looking for, because I've never owned one. But then when you get it in your hands, and then I seen this one, and I'm like, there's a monster difference between the quality of this one and that garbage one that I got. So I'm glad I got myself a bit of a better one. I also picked up these on Amazon. So I don't know if they're going to work. I'm not going to show you guys in today's video because I don't feel like installing them, but they're little motion LED lights. And if you guys want links for these, you'll have to wait, because I won't put links out until I know if I like them or not. But yeah, it's a little light. You put batteries in it, you stick it to the wall, and the second that this thing sees movement, it turns on. So I was thinking about putting this inside of some of my drawers. So when I open up my tequila drawer, boom, it lights up the whole drawer. And or some other places in the van, like some of my cupboards, where if I open it at night, the light turns on inside and I can see. I got these from Amazon.com. They're just called multi-purpose motion sensor lights. They're meant for inside of cupboards and drawers. So I'm excited about putting this to some use. I mainly bought them for my tequila drawer, if you want me to be honest with you guys. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to give those things a try. So what I'm going to do about my moisture situation is I'm going to try tonight to take my heater, which is over here, take the hose off and keep the hose under my mattress on a low temperature, hoping to keep that board warm. And
In this experiment, I will find out if my bed platform is warm, like my body temperature warm, if it still gets moist. So I'll let you guys know how that works over the next few days, but I'm gonna try heating the underside of my bed at night instead of heating the inside of my van. I'm not gonna let it run really hot. There's lots of airflow down there with all that honeycomb stuff. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep running experiments because that's all this lifestyle is, you guys, is an experiment. You will figure these things out on your own. So please don't read people in the comments and take all their advice, because not everybody down there lives in a van and is talking from personal experience. So I know this was another simple little video, but I gotta be honest with you guys, right now I need to go do something because I am in a serious funk. I don't feel like doing anything. Every winter I go through this. Like even Joseph told me, he goes, Chrome, you do this every year, you lose your spark. And I know I do this every year. Oh gosh. I want to start traveling again. I really, really want to start traveling again. I have been in such a little funk being here. I just want to get back on the road. I come back to see my daughter, and it always doesn't work out with visits. She's got a life of her own and you know, friends and things to do on her own side, and sometimes our visits get canceled because she's busy. And it makes me feel trapped here because I don't want to be in Vancouver. If I had a choice right now, nowhere near here is where I would be. I wouldn't be in the Fraser Valley, Vancouver Island, or anywhere out here. I'm tired of coming back here in the wintertime. I don't want to be... I've been here, done that, bought the shirt, made the video, made lots of videos. Like so many people that are new on my channel are like, hey, go film Vancouver Island. I'm like, I'd spent a year solid just about filming on Vancouver Island in the first year in some of my van life. I need more. I think that's the problem. The deeper and deeper you get into van life, the more and more adventure you're seeking out of what you've already done. And I just want to go jump off a cliff and like skydive or base jump or... Okay, I don't want to do any of those things, but you get the point. I need more. I want to do more epic things. I want to find crazier places to fly my drone. I want to go to places where my inside wants to tell you a story. Instead of talking about moisture underneath my van. And for those of you in the comments that said I peed, I might have. I might have.
Well, there you have it. Van City van life isn't always in a chipper mood every day. I get days sometimes where I'm just in a funk like I am right now. But I think it's because being back in the city or in towns these days, they don't feel like they ever did before. This whole COVID stuff has completely destroyed the energy everywhere. It's like places have lost their character. They've lost the excitement. People just feel like I'm walking around in a world of miserable zombies, and I don't like it very much. So I think we're gonna take ourselves and go drive down a dirt road somewhere and find some freedom in the backcountry, away from this big crazy COVID mess. I hate being in a funk.